Yeah, I think we good now. I had to start all over again, man. I was over here running my mouth. And there was no volume. Yeah, I fixed it now. Okay, cool. All right. Edward Hearn. You know what I'm saying? The man he is who he is, man. He is who he is. And he did precisely um I'm not mad at him for I wouldn't be mad at him if I was anybody for still trying to make the fight and holding out on the PEDs and stuff like that. But what do you expect? Um, what do you expect somebody to do? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect a promoter to just throw his fighter under the bus or believe him or whatever the case may be? I think he did. I think he did what he should have did. But I would say, you know, this is the reason why adverse analytical findings should be uh just put out there in public. In public, there should be no reason why somebody should be able to pop and nobody knows about it. You know what I'm saying? Besides the two fighters and the promoters, and then it gets leaked out there. Just the same, just the same. Well, not the same way. Dillian White versus Oscar Rivas. Nobody but Team White would have known about, and that includes Edward Hearn, would have known about Dillian White popping. Nobody would have known about him popping for anything. You know what I'm saying? Until the hot mic. They were up there talking. They thought the microphone was off when it wasn't. And and nothing happened from that. The dude was able to fight with steroids in the system. Also, he was able to switch the gloves. And that's another thing with the gloves. The gloves are supposed to be a controlled item. Supposed to be damn near under lock and key. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be monitored. And you mean to tell me somebody within the boxing commission switched the gloves up? Right? They switched the gloves up. They didn't properly check. They switched them up and gave them to somebody else. And Dillian White had to wear some other gloves. And Oscar Rivas' team, per the rules, did not get to inspect the gloves. Those gloves could have been worn already. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What type of condition those gloves was in. Oscar Rivas' team didn't know, but everybody's supposed to trust these boxing commissions. Whether it's the triple BOC or somebody up over here. But folks are supposed to trust them. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Are supposed to trust those guys, right? So, Conor Ben pops. General public didn't know. 2 weeks, folks knew. Folks is trying to figure out who knew for those 2 weeks right now. They're trying to figure out if Conor Ben knew what he was taking. They're trying to figure out if the doctor was giving Conor Ben drugs unbeknownst to him. They're trying to figure out what exactly happened. I'm not going to condemn Conor Ben just yet. But as we can see, a lot of people, some people out here making videos and posts saying his career is over, is ruined and stuff like that. Bunch of people popped. Tyson Fury popped. His brother, his cousin popped. Canelo popped. Whole bunch of people popped as of recently, and they bounced. Big Baby Miller popped. Bunch of people popped. He popped twice. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think his career is done with. But the fact of the matter is how, like, if he's lying, how long can he keep that lie up? You know what I'm saying? If he didn't do it, how can he prove it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it did come from some contamination or whatever the case may be, or you took some, how can you prove it? Dillian White said anything to these. We don't know what Dillian White said to Triple BOC for him to pop him up in the ring, for them to say, oh, well, you know, it had nothing to do with, we believe his excuse didn't have nothing to do with him knowingly ingesting this drug. Hold up, give me 1 second. You know what I'm saying? So nobody really knew, because Triple BLC and his UCAD people, they won't, you know, all their investigations and all they shit is fugazi. It ain't transparent. They try to say they're transparent, but obviously, you know, if you have, like, check this out. This is how bad it is. People should be able to sue, right? You mean to tell me you got people flying out from all over the world, from all over the UK, getting hotel rooms, doing this, doing that, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And for 2 weeks, motherfuckers knew that this fight might not happen. And they don't want to tell the general public because they want to keep it under wraps, wait to the last minute to say it if they can't fight. You know what I'm saying? And they almost made it. They almost made it. They almost made it to the finish line. But somebody obviously got paid to leak it. And I don't blame that person. I don't care if they got paid to do it. I don't care if they snitched on them, because that's what it is. I don't give a fuck if they ratted on them. I don't give a fuck what it was. I'm glad they told. Brown on boxing, what's happening, baby? I'm glad they motherfucking told, because at the end of the day, people should not be allowed to be fighting in the ring. I don't give a fuck if both fighters said it was okay for him to fight a dude that's juiced up. I don't give a fuck if both fighters agreed on that. I don't give a fuck if the whole world, the rules and regulations need to be upheld. If it's good for one fighter, it should be good for the other. You see what I'm saying? And for how, you know, a lot of people start acting brand new. They started to act brand new. They starting to act brand new to Edward Hearn. Edward Hearn has always been a manipulator, a cheat. Everybody all of a sudden people want to vilify him right now. You know what I'm saying? Because of Conor Ben. We just seen this with Oscar, with Dillian White and Oscar Rivas. We just seen it. Brown on Boxing saying the people saying someone snitched are the reason why boxing has become a shit show. Yeah. Fuck it if he did. He did the right thing. The dude literally did the right thing. You can't be coming up and you can't be one day pro one day all up on cheaters, calling people cheater this, cheater that, and then the next day you want to be Mother Teresa. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't think it should be. I don't. Brown on Boxing said Ben should be suspended for the next 5 years. I don't think it should be suspended for the next 5 years. I think they should keep it within the realms of what they've been doing with everybody else. You know, everybody else been getting 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else been getting 2 years. Some people got 6 months. Some people got a year. I think they should just keep it within that 5 years, man. He might as well, man, 5 years come back after that, man. He's already behind the learning curve. You know, man, you might as well hang them gloves up. You know what I'm saying? But 2 years, max 2 years, first offense. You know what I'm saying? First offense. You know, but like I said, no, we don't know if he willingly took it. We don't know if he was doing the Povetkin, because you know what Povetkin was doing. Povetkin was just taking whatever his doctor was giving to him. He said he'd get his daily things and like the little weekly thingy, and he'd just take whatever that's in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't give a fuck who you is. You know, if you willingly, if you whatever you put in your mouth, you're responsible for as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So if you getting all these pills and you're not verifying what it is, that's your fault. And yeah, it's the doctors too, or whoever set it up, but ultimately that's your fault. That's what it's saying, all these rules. The fighters are ultimately responsible. You know what I'm saying? Now, it'd be different if somebody slipped you something or was putting it in your water or something like that. But how you gonna prove that shit? You know what I'm saying? All the stuff to say that some like look at Dillian White, for instance, right? The first time he popped ever in his professional fighting career, he blamed it on contaminated supplements. The second time he popped, he blamed it on contaminated substance. So how many times did Dillian White get a chance with that? And a lot of people knew about this stuff, you know? A lot of people knew about this stuff. Dan the Man Boxer said, I wonder why Dr. Usman Saja, whatever his name is, deleted all of his social media accounts after being fallout. There's also a rumor that Dr. Usman was with Tyson Fury leading up to the third water fight. It could all be possible. That could all be possible, man. It could be all possible. That is always, I know a guy to hook something up, to make something happen. You know, but if I was him, I probably would have deleted all my shit too. Because there could be a couple of things. It could be he knew what the fuck he was doing and he did it. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to go ahead and delete everything. You know what I'm saying? It could be he don't have nothing to do it, but motherfuckers burning his ass on social media. They lighting his ass up. And third, it could be, he probably feels that he's probably about to be made the scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? He a doctor, but he don't get paid like them. He don't get paid like them dudes that he's scared of. You know what I'm saying? You in the center of fucking up multi-million dollars, multiple $1 million. You the weakest link, most likely. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got them type of lawyers. He ain't got the money for them type of lawyers. If he do that, he would lose everything and be in the hole. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being reserved on it because I don't know nothing too much about the guy. I don't know too much about the relationship in him with Ben and Fury. And there's a couple other guys that he was saying that he be working on with. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then after a while, if I don't get nothing, which that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming the doctor is going to do an interview, or he might not do an interview. He might just disappear like Carefoot with the board nuts. But after a while, man, I'm just gonna give my opinion on it because especially if he don't do an interview, it's either they got to his ass or he not trying to be involved in that shit. Brown Boxer said UCAD doesn't test for what he failed, and his doctor told it all in the past 48 hours on how to beat the drug test. They do test for it. They do test for it. They test for it. They even it's even on a banned substance list. They test for it. And that's the reason why when your ass have elevated that's the reason why when your ass have elevated testosterone in your system, that's the first thing they looking for is synthetics. They go back and look for synthetics. See, when you read that if y'all ever get a chance, man, read that Deontay Wilder and Povetkin court case, man. It has a lot of stuff in there for PEDs. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot of stuff in there for PEDs because Povetkin had to bring out the best sports PED lawyer out there in the game. Yes, that's who he brought out there to defend him. Modern King Boxing was happening, man. Modern King Boxing was happening. Dr. Usman was with both Ben and Fury and deleted everything because he's the one helping these guys cheat. He said, give these fighters drugs that last in their system no more than 8 hours. Brown on Boxing, I watched some of those clips, and that interview, it stems from him talking about how he believes 90% of boxers cheat. You can't just listen to that clip. It's the overall thing. And every time I ask somebody who posted that clip on Twitter or whatever, I asked him, is he talking about actual uh, him doing the cheating, or explaining to people how some of these fighters get away with cheating? Because some of these fighters, I'll put it to you like this: I don't think nobody just comes out here and just use just use PEDs just out the blue, just out the blue. I think some of these cats been using them for a while, and they fucked up their cycle, and what time they supposed to be taking shit or what they supposed to be taking, they fucked it up and they end up getting caught. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that's what happens. And as a heavyweight boxer in this day and age, you know what I'm saying? You don't even need steroids. You need to be your ass in the gym. That's what you need to be doing. But as far as him deleting this stuff, man, it could be a preferable reasons why he deleted his shit. But I can tell you one thing, I probably would have done it too. Because at the end of the day, they own his ass hot, and he'd escape. He's the lowest man on the totem pole. He ain't got that. He ain't got no pull. He ain't got that bread. You know what I'm saying? And if Conor Ben want to throw him under the bus, Conor Ben throws him under the bus. If Conor Ben want to lie on him, Conor Ben can lie on him to save his ass. You know, I don't know. I don't know what, you know, some people, you know, when they get pinched, you know, they're liable to say anything, especially when you got all this money on the line, your career on the line, you know, but, you know, I'm pretty sure whatever money he made, you know, over this course of whatever, I'm pretty sure he ain't going to be broke. We see what kind of cars these cats be driving and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna be broke, but who's gonna want him who's gonna want a ex-drug cheat in their gym as well? So or commentating or this and the third. So, you know, he's gonna have to figure it out, man. Modern King Boxer said, I tell you, I can see how folks get this deeply involved personally. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like with taking steroids and shit? Shit, they fucking suck. That's why they suck, and they need something extra, you know, or they see all that money in front of them, and they don't want to doubt whether or not they're gonna win or whatever. They want MJ's secret juice. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to doubt if they're gonna win or lose. They want a definite answer, and that's the reason why I think a lot of it is for reason why some of these cats they do that shit. You know, ego and all kind of shit, getting their ass whipped in the gym. Tired of being fatigued and all that stuff, and don't want to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? Dan the Man Boxer said, yeah, I agree, Mike. Right now, we can only speculate and wait until more information develops on Dr. Whatever his name is in relationship with the fighters. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But after a while, man, I'm just gonna go on out there. I'm gonna give it about. I'm gonna wait and see until they announce the next fight, or either they announce the next fight, or we start hearing some news about this whole triple BOC or UCAD investigation, because UCAD does the investigations. Triple BOC, they just uphold the rules and regulations and stick their nose out when they feel like it. Modern King Boxing says, hopefully Wilder beats Hellenius, because if he doesn't, who's going to explain it? Yeah. If you don't, you need to Wilder needs this win, and you know what I'm saying? Because Wilder is really the only one, you know, in these interviews speaking on cheats and the fucked up business of boxing. He really the only one. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't that too many guys out there that could prove that? I mean, ain't that too many guys out there that could be running their mouth without burning no motherfucking bridges and shit like that? So, Deontay Wilder, another thing is, a lot of people they just want to hear him talk about cheating anyways. So a lot of that shit Deontay Wilder says get thrown out the window, because a lot of people just want to hear about, oh, what you got to say about Tyson Fury and the gloves and that cheating, baby? You still gonna be on that deal, and so they can make some videos. You know what I'm saying? Vadoran, globally best plan to keeping boxing honest. Yeah, it seemed like it seemed like folks is tripping. I think you're talking about Vada. Folks tripping on the Vada thing. What Edward Hearn is. Sorry, talking about some they ain't got nothing to do with it. And man, you popped, man. Shut it. You know, you popped, man. Your boy got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like there ain't no you know what I'm saying? There ain't no wiggling out of that, man. It's in your system. It's either in your system or it's not in your system. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, for instance, if the dude was, let's say, for instance, right, you're using Vada and UCAD, right? And one pops. Dillian White was using Vada and UCAD, and he got popped with UCAD, and Vada didn't catch him. So that got to tell you, that got to tell me, that tells me right there, it ain't about whether or not who's checking for what. It's the fucking cycle. It's motherfuckers getting a cycle wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's just is what it is. Now, legally speaking, if UCAD or VADA says you cheated after all they things, after all they go through all their stuff, you use a cheat. Use a drug cheat. You can't take it back. You can have all the excuses in the world or all this stuff in the third, but once they label you as a cheater, you a cheater. That's why everybody named Mama could come out and say Tyson Fury's a cheater. And Tyson Fury can't do shit about it. Same thing with Dillian White. You can't do shit about it. You popped. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's the cycle. I just think these dudes they either sticking the needle in their ass, their stomach, or popping these pills or these tongue drops, these eye drops, and they getting their cycle wrong, or they listen to the wrong person on how to do it, or the case may be. But obviously, everybody named Mama know if you want to cheat, you get with Victor Catch Contact Conte, or you get with the guy Dan the Man in Modern King Boxing, and everybody's talking about Saaj or whatever his name is. You get with him because obviously they telling everybody, and well, one knows how to cheat, the other is telling everybody how everybody else do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to cheat, y'all know who to go to. Y'all know who y'all. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all can't tell me the snack is supposed to be that good. Snack is supposed to be that good to where fighters get up in there and do all this stuff. It's supposed to be all that. What happened with Mikey Garcia and his stamina? Everybody that get with Snack ain't got no stamina. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just want to set it and forget it. Modern King Boxing said exactly, ain't nothing like hard work and discipline and IQ. Yeah, it's like this is just come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I don't understand these guys. Modern King Boxing also goes to say, nah, I was speaking on the tied together theory on Fury and Ben. Yeah, I think there could be. There could be. There could be. You know, because if you go from Daniel Kinningham to Daniel Kinningham's money launderer who was just busted last month or something like that, and then you come to find out that his Daniel Kinningham's money launderer was a world-renowned money launderer, that he was also helping out terrorists help launder their money and other illegal organizations to launder their money, and then you're starting to find out that you know some of these offices is shared. Some of these offices, the office that some of these offices that Daniel Kinningham has, other people use the same office or they use the same address, and then you start finding all this stuff, and you start seeing like, okay, everybody got an investment firm or financial management company, 258 management with AJ. Then you start finding out all these other cats got these management firms and stuff like that, to where they buying land, they buying assets and stuff like that around their country and outside their country. Then you come to find out that is the whole business plan is tied to Daniel Kinningham. The whole business plan resembles Daniel Kinningham's as far as gobbling up all these businesses and creating these shell companies and stuff like that. Then you see Perbellum got to move some shit around. Then you see an MT Clay gets shut down, and you can see this other organization this other spot gets shut down. Then you're starting to see people over time getting nicked, having ties to Daniel Kinningham, and these cats can't even come to different countries because of Daniel Kinningham. And then now you're starting to see that. Now you're starting to see that in order for you to find this doctor, you got to know somebody. In order for you to get these fights, you got to know somebody. In order for you to get this type of money in Saudi Arabia, you got to know Edward Hearn. You got to know Daniel Kinningham. You see what I'm saying? So the list goes on, and eventually people are going to start saying it's like it's always the same people. It's always the connection with the same motherfucking people. You can't have cheating. You can't have cheating with PEDs and getting away with it. You see what I'm saying? Unless you with who? As of recent, and that's Edward Hearn. And then, not to mention all the other PEDs. See, this is the reason why UCAT is not transparent. Because who else was able to get in the ring with PEDs in their system and their opponent didn't know? You know, if they came out with that, this is the problem. I tell you this. The journalism. Hold up, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Nah, that was the sink, man. I got a studio apartment in Key West, so I ain't got that much room. So where was I at? Everything tied to Edward Hearn cheating in boxing. Where was I at? I just started over here with that. Yeah, every like you as of recent. If there it is. If these journalists, right, were real journalists, all this shit wouldn't be a thought. It'd be answered. You see what I'm saying? These journalists in boxing, they're not fucking journalists. They regurgitators. That's all they is. How are you gonna write an article based off of what somebody else said and just write some quotes in there? That's not journalism. That's you being that's you being in college writing a fucking article. You know what I'm saying? There's other aspects of being the journalism. That's investigation. Investigative journalism. There ain't none in boxing. If I was a fighter, and I already made a couple of M's, I would be spending $100,000 to $200,000, you know, every now and again for a private investigator to follow these motherfuckers. Whether or not it's these piss test company dudes, it's these fighters, it's the people around the fighters, because at the end of the day, how would you feel if you got in the ring with somebody and they whooped your ass juice to the gills? Juice to the motherfucking gills. Modern King Boxing, if you can't prove it. That's pretty much Lee's Lawn Service, LLC. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You got your own lawn service. That's what I'm talking about, man. Working for your motherfucking self. Edward Hearn still tried to make the fight happen, knowing his fighter popped dirty. Exactly. And he was going to do it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying, man, if I was Edward Hearn, I probably would have done the same thing too, because my job is to get my fighter in the ring. My job is to, you know, all that jazz. But at the end of the day, you know, oh, that's the AC outside. At the end of the day, this type of shit in boxing should not happen like this. It should not happen like this. Yeah, I'm all for notifying all parties and making sure all parties involved knows first before we put y'all on blast on our website or social media, right? But there should be no hiding. You know what I'm saying? The networks, the networks, the people on the undercard, the boxing commission had to set up all this stuff. Everybody, all these people that was looking for a paycheck that day from the concession stands, from all this other stuff, did they get paid? If I was a fighter on that undercard, I would be suing for you to pay me. I didn't show up. I had all this stuff planned. Blah, 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 woo. Not my fault. Y'all could have told us well enough ahead of time to make a decision whether or not we was going to go somewhere else or not. Y'all owe me. If I was these fans, I would be saying y'all owe me too. This is not just he popped that day. This is people saying that this guy popped 2 weeks ago. Somebody got to come out their pockets. Modern King Boxing, Waters seemed to nurse his wounds way too long back then, but glad he back for a one-hitter quitter. I don't know. Maybe sometimes it take a minute for that brain to heal, though, man. If it's neurological, it could take up to a year. It could take up to a year, more than a year, for you to get back. Some of the stuff with your bones too. Sometimes you just need to sit your ass down somewhere. Sometimes rest is the best thing, but like you said, sometimes you don't want to go too long. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we still got that one hitter quitter. We're gonna see. He also goes to say, from what VADA has been consistent with, was revealing the evidence, though, is up to sanctioning bodies to delegate from their VADA makes to delegate evidence, though, is up to sanctioning bodies to delegate from their VADA makes us as fans aware. Yeah, VADA, yeah. So that's the only thing different with UCAD and VADA. VADA ain't doing shit, but just taking the piss. UCAD checking the piss and handing out the fines and the sanctionings. So, that's the difference. And UCAD ain't transparent. I don't give a fuck what they say. He also goes to say, yeah, first I heard of that Sajid guy. Yo, I'm tearing his name up. Dan the Man Boxer said, I would like to know why did Ben and Fury needed a testosterone specialist on their side for fights. He's probably a testosterone specialist, but he's still a doctor. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing, and how long was he a testosterone specialist for? With these guys, it's the real question. Like, how long was they doing business together? If and then what exactly was he doing with these guys? Like was you doing testosterone therapy? Was you helping them to boost it? Because you can't just help. You can't just. That's the thing. You can't just walk up in the ring with elevated testosterone levels. You know what I'm saying? So and then not only that is his case files. What does his case file say? You know what I'm saying? What does his doctor's case file say on these individuals that he got? Is he doing things to increase the testosterone levels? And why is he doing it, and how is he doing it? Those are the things that folks need to be looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of unanswered questions. I can't wait for that dude to do an interview, though. I can't wait for him to do an interview, because I want to see a couple things. I want to see his facial expressions. I want to see his eyes. I want to see all that, because that means a lot. Because when I saw Max Kellerman and Mike Cappinger on there talking, look at Matt Cappinger's face. Look how he's talking. He's talking all stern, like he got a chip on his shoulder. He's talking like he's yelling. He's thinking about on the fly what he's saying, and he's sounding real emotional, like he has something invested into speaking on Earl and Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I can't believe that dude, man. That's the reason why I can't believe nothing. Like you're not talking like casual or anything like that. It's just giving us the information. He's sitting up there speaking like he has something to prove. You know what I'm saying? And those are indicators on why is he even talking? Why? Why is he talking? Why is he talking like this? Modern King Boxing also. Oh, I missed some. Oh, Modern King Boxing says, yeah. First I heard of the Saj. Yep. Okay, I read that one. Dan the Man said, I would like to know why did Ben, the testosterone dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we ever gonna know that shit. I think we might as well. You know, because who's gonna come out here and say that, yeah, I did it, I was cheating. You know what I'm saying? Especially after all this. Like, conscience got to be playing some tricks on you, or your daddy, your mama, your family telling you, man, just you know what I'm saying? Who at this moment gonna come out and say that after all the lies, right? After all the lying is gonna come out and say, yeah, I cheated. I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think he's gonna do that. And I don't think they're gonna I think from here going forward, a lot of this shit is just gonna be a whole bunch of lies. But we're gonna be able to get something from it though. But we're gonna see. Modern King Boxer said, I think that's unfair to stain Eddie Hearn's resume as a promotion company. He provides events for our American talent, from Shields to Demetrius Andrade and everyone in between, and even the newest young. He ain't doing enough for Clarissa. He ain't doing enough for Shields. So I don't think he thinks she over there no more. So and plus he ain't do too much for he didn't do too much for a couple of female fighters up over here. So so after Jamie Mitchell whooped on one of the matchroom fighters, he ain't did shit with Jamie Mitchell shit since. So he threw Jamie Mitchell to the back burner. Jamie Mitchell out there looking for fights right now because Edward Hearn don't want to give her a fight after he beat his so-called moneymaker. And that's another thing with these promoters, man, these days, man. Like some of these dudes, man, they more too worried about these female looks, man, than they more trying to sell some pussy than some damn fighting, man. Some of these female fighters, man, I would not be getting on no stage in no bikini, man. I would not be going in no bikini, no nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting a tempo that this is about boxing, and somebody eventually gonna knock Ebony Bridges' fake titties out loose. They're gonna do fake them motherfuckers. Modern King Boss, I'm just speaking freely, respect. I'm a free thinker. I'm not hating on you. I'm not getting on your case, man. I'm just giving you. You said your opinion. I'm giving mine. That's all it is. Don't nobody know. Don't nobody know. Maybe a lot of this stuff. Man, you don't know what exactly Edward Hearn did for Clarissa Shields. I'm just speaking about from my perspective, what I see. Same for Jake Paul. He didn't do a good last event. Yeah, but at least he tried. I still don't think that dude's genuine. I just think that he found an avenue and he ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And with Amanda Serrano, and I just think that they became friends. I just think he saw an avenue, went to run with it, and became friends. And I think that most of that stuff with Amanda Serrano, I just think that folks are just being haters, man. Folks are just being haters, and especially a lot of these women pro groups, man. You don't see them around these women boxing. These feminist groups. You don't see them around. You know what I'm saying? Quick to say women first this and women rights this, but you don't see them around none of these fight dates. I don't care if it's MMA or boxing. You don't see them around. You don't hear about them. Nowhere to be found. Modern King Boxer said, we got some great events. October 15th was promoting the GOAT. Cardi B, no Salido promo, but main promotion company. I don't give a fuck about no Cardi B. I'm just saying. I'm not hating on you nothing, but I don't give a fuck about Cardi B. But if that's what it takes for people to get in tune to the fight and stuff like that, that's what it is. But I can give two shits about that motherfucking that no damn good woman. He also goes to say, yeah, Jamie Mitchell's still living off the Carthy win. She has to rematch her eventually. Yeah, but the thing about it is they're gonna have to make it. They're gonna have to make the fight. She ain't living off the win. They won't. Like if you go look at her Twitter page, you're gonna see Edward Hearn don't want to give her a fight. Edward Hearn don't want to give her a fight. And I don't think Mitchell is with Matchroom Boxing anymore because of that. He's getting these female fighters and he's getting these male fighters. He's getting fighters in general and don't know what to do with them. He absolutely don't know what if if it's not outside the UK, if it's not inside the UK, he don't know what to do with him. He don't know what to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's all good. Forget it was a typo. He also goes say, I think Matchroom got GOAT out there first, and then Tevin Farmer needed a home. PBC really taking folks as ignorant all because of at home. PBC really taking folks as ignorant all because of whose bigger fan base is. I don't get that part. You have to retype that. You also go say that was a typo on Cardi B. My bad for not erasing. It's all good. Nah, I didn't get that last part of that. That's good. I didn't get that last part of your thing, but it's all good. Yeah, man. But back to this cheating, man. This type of stuff is gonna keep happening, man. It's gonna keep happening until somebody do something about Triple BOC. These sanctioned bodies or whoever, somebody needs to start putting the pressure on the Triple BOC and start telling these guys that they can't be doing this. They cannot be allowing people to get in the ring with PEDs in their system. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the other fighter should at least have a say, but still, it shouldn't even be a question. Shouldn't even be a question that hadn't been raised. Can I get in the ring with PEDs? No, motherfucker. There shouldn't be nothing. I can see having them testosterone use exemption if you're a dude with with extremely low testosterone levels, but at the end of the day, this type of stuff should not be happening. It just should not. Modern King Boxer says Tevin Farmer versus Davis should have been made, and Matchroom would have gotten more respect, but PBC decided to baby Gervonta Davis' career. I don't think they babying that dude. Well, let's say for instance, Modern King Boxing. This is the way I do it, right? You know, what it could be? It could be a multiple reasons why the Tevin Farmer fight didn't happen. It could be multiple reasons why other fights didn't happen, right? It could be because they babying Tank Davis. It could be because they scared Tank Davis to take an L, or it could be they're trying to guide Tank Davis to a certain path to where he could be a superstar, or they know Tank Davis wasn't at one point wasn't in the right mindset to be taking on big challenges because he wasn't focused. So when you look at the whole overall history of Tank Davis, now you got Tank Davis, even including to the 2 court cases that he got coming up, you start to see that if people out there saying that he's not, if Tank Davis fans and non-Tank Davis fans saying he ain't disciplined, if Tank Davis fans and non-Tank Davis fans saying he is drunk, all in the club, if Tank Davis fans and non-Tank Davis fans saying he got bad people, he got people that surround him that he need to get rid of, then you start getting the aspect and then start questioning, all the things, how his head is to the sport of boxing. Then you start seeing, wait a minute, maybe he wasn't ready for some of these fights. Maybe they didn't feel that he was ready for some of these fights. See what I'm saying? Because some of those fights are going to be harder. Some of those fights, you have to take it for the aspect of what they think, not for what we think. We might think that this fight would be easy for him. This fight would be easy for him. But their way of thinking is totally different when it comes to whether or not which fight's easy and which one's not, risk to reward or whatever the case may be. So, like as far as I'm concerned with Tank Davis, if he was a lot mature and not mature, not a lot mature, because that's if he didn't have all these issues, outside the ring, from fisticuffs, getting drunk, baby mamas, if he didn't hit and runs, fighting, if he didn't have all these issues and he was clean cut, then I could see like, yeah, y'all was waiting too long. But you know, Modern King also goes to say Devin Haney has fought better competitors than talking. Yeah, but look who's more, look who got issues outside the ring. Look who don't. I mean, if you got all those issues outside the rings, obviously you can go on to say that maybe this guy's not as focused as he should be to his craft. See what I'm saying? It can't just be I just think this and I just shoot with this. You gotta think about the whole spectrum of this dude's career, this dude's life. And then you got to come up with things that it could be. It could be a bunch of things. I'm not saying what it is. What I'm saying is it could be one of those damn things. And it's a fact that this dude has exhibited some really some shit outside the ring that ain't conducive to somebody being a fighter. That's discipline, you know. He goes on to say Moran fought Pedraza, who lost. Devin Haney knocked out Moran, and now see Lopez ducking around. they do what they got to do, man. If Haney boxed Romero, it would have been round by round, not allowing Romero to be carried. I think that fight was always going to happen. I just think that was a PBC in-house show. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to happen months before that. Then the fight, you know what I'm saying? But Brody decided to drop out, or somebody decided to make him drop out due to his allegations that he had. Then he ended up beating those allegations, and then he ended up getting the fight that was owed to him. You know what I'm saying? I think that was damn near about. I think it's damn near about to be a mandatory, anyways. So, I'm glad he got that Romero dude out the way. I know a lot of people want to see Tank Davis fight Mikey Garcia, but I don't think that fight is going to be as good as people think it is. I think that fight is going to be one-sided. I think Ryan Garcia will get knocked the fuck out. I think it's going to look like Leo Romero, or who I think he's going to get knocked the fuck out. I just think that's just a battle of popularity contest. Modern King Boxing, they carefully super cherry picked and made it look good. Great, you went live today. Yeah, no problem, man. It could have been cherry picked. I don't know what the fuck they was doing. I don't know what they thought process is with it. Only thing I know is that it could be a plethora of things, and he might be doing some jail time. You just never know. So you got after this hit and run, you know what I'm saying? He might be doing some jail time. He might not. Who knows? But he's gonna have to. But he also goes to say Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis have to save boxing. I'm thinking we're getting that one. I think it's gonna happen next year, but I'm not looking at it like I'm looking at the aspect of. I'm looking at the aspect of how they guided Tank Davis' career to this point. He's the most experienced boxer. See what I'm saying? He's the most experienced boxer with different types of styles of fighters and stuff like that. I don't even think Ryan Garcia would get past Isaac Cruz. I don't think so. I don't think he'd get past Isaac Cruz. You know, and that's why I call it the battle of the popularity contest. I think you're probably right. I think that I think that fight would do good numbers, and I think a lot of people would be. I think the bookies will be licking their chops, but I'm not really. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater. Modern King Boxing also goes to say sacrifice fights before Tank goes away. Condolence to whoever was impacted. Yeah, I think he's going to jail, man. Hit and run and all the other shit he got. I think he's gonna sit down for. He's gonna have to do a couple months. And it might give him 6 to 9 months, and then he might do 3. He might do three or 4 out of that. I think he's gonna have to sit down, man. It's like they always try to make an example out of the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev didn't do no time. You know what I'm saying? He actually, ran up in somebody's house. Well, That's different than the hit and run. You know, especially like he could have been drunk, and that's probably was the best thing for him to do after he hit somebody. We don't know. I don't know how bad they was hurt, or whatever the case may be. But you know, it is what it is. You know, now back to this cheating stuff. Like I said, man. Like I said, I don't think this just rest on this doesn't just rest on Edward Hearn. It rests on the triple BOC, UCAD, Edward Hearn, and all parties that was involved that knew for these alleged 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Also, I believe every piss test organization should have a rule that states that we have to notify all parties involved in this fight, right? And they have up to 48 hours, 24. You know, if the fights, depending on when the fight happens, like if the fight's a week away, they got 48 hours. If the fight's the day before, they have 6 hours to announce that you popped, because there should not be nobody getting in the ring with PEDs, man. You know, when there's all types of lawsuits that can happen, there's from the bookies to everywhere, all kind of lawsuits that can happen from this. You know, from the top to the bottom. You know, and the health of these fighters. You know, some of these fighters that died this year, depending on how the piss test went down, nobody know how some of these guys died. They could probably contribute to weight cutting. They could probably contribute to pre-existing conditions. They could probably contribute to the beating that they took in the ring. But you don't know if somebody see, that's the thing. Nobody know. You can't even get a good thing about how many people that was seriously injured because of PEDs or loss of life or limb because of PEDs. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even know. And the reason why they don't know, because a lot of these cats don't let it be known. And this is just UCAD. Imagine all these other countries where somebody pop and nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Imagine all these other countries. Like, if you can't release your findings of an investigation for PEDs, that is not transparent. That is basically saying whatever we say goes, and that's the only thing that matters. Because the first thing some of these snobby motherfuckers are going to say, why do you need to know? If it wasn't for us as fans, right, there would be no boxing. There would be no $1 million fights. There would be none of all these boxing commissions. It wouldn't be none of this. So we supposed to be getting thrown away because of somebody's fucked up ideology? Our opinion, our dollars don't matter. Yeah. Modern King Boxing, that's basically what they're gonna say. They don't know nothing about it once the fight's over. Because once the fight's over, nobody finds out. It never happened, right? It just never happened. It just never happened. Never get talked about again. You know, if it wasn't for Dillian White running his mouth on stage, nobody would have never known he popped. But everybody want to act brand new. A lot of folks want to act brand new and start to get on Edward Hearn now because of this. He been done this. And once was way too much. When it comes to PEDs and people's health in the ring, once was way too much. Imagine if Dillian White didn't have those PEDs in his system, what Oscar Rivas would have done to him. Imagine if Dillian White didn't switch up those gloves. Imagine what Oscar Rivas would have done to him. Oscar Rivas went all the way over there overseas to one of them WBC conventions, plead his case, and they basically did nothing. And plead his case to these cats because he wanted answers, and they didn't do shit about it. They basically gave him what's done is done. That's where does this shit happen at? Modern King Boxing. Oscar Rivas said, I don't care if it seemed back then and fight was still happening. Exactly. He didn't care. He went all the way up over there to the WBC convention and pleaded his case like he wanted answers. And they couldn't give him none. And they lucky, and folks is lucky. Oscar Rivas, see, this is the thing that I tell people all the time. You got to start suing these guys. The only thing, these sanctioning bodies, the only thing these promoters, these managers, and everybody, the only thing they respect is a lawsuit, a judge's order. That's the only thing they respect. Look at Don King with Daniel Dubois. He wasn't gonna pay that shit till somebody told him to, a judge told him to. That's the only thing they respect is a lawsuit. So when you get done dirty in boxing, whether not you're gonna lose or not, blah blah blah. Let the judge or the jury decide. Let the judge or the jury decide. Take their ass to court. If you could spare $200,000 for a cheap ass lawyer, I don't give a fuck. If a cheap ass lawyer, expensive lawyer, I don't give a fuck. Take these motherfuckers to court. Because that's what they're gonna keep on doing. Deontay Wilder had to take a motherfucker to court. Dillian White had to take a motherfucker to court. Take their ass to court. And that's what somebody should do. If I was Conor Ben, that's what I would do. If I was a fighter on the undercard, I would be taking the triple BOC to court. I'll be taking somebody to court. You mean to tell me I can't fight? I can't feed my family, and I can't get this fight that's going to possibly help benefit me in the future, so I can feed my family even more, so I don't have to struggle and all this stuff. And I paid all this money and all this stuff, and now all of a sudden the fight's not happening. No, motherfucker, I don't want you to just pay me for the wages I earned. I want y'all to fix this shit. No way in hell. No way in hell. Then the man boxer said, I would go further to say that Hearn covered up for Chavez Jr. after Chavez Jr. refused to do drug testing. Yep. And remember, we a lot of people was on that ass about that. I forgot about that one too. Yes, he did. Went to the Indian reservation. Yes, he did. And how did he knew? This is the thing. How did Edward Hearn know that Indian reservation was going to take him in? Somebody had to tell him. He didn't know that. All these box commissions around here, he had to know. And guess what? He had to know that like right away. He had to know that right away. This type of shit should not. And it wasn't like, and I believe with that case, it wasn't his first time skipping out. It wasn't his first time skipping out. And when you read it, the guy who came and did the piss test, he gave him well enough time to change his mind. He gave him multiple opportunities to piss in the cup. Multiple. You signed the form for VADA saying that you piss anytime they come through. Then you just say no. You move to a different. It shouldn't work like that, man. And I think that's what Edward Hearn's gripe is. With the whole VADA thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he did it once and he found out. So now he's saying VADA should not matter to UCAD and Triple BOC. Because it's under the British Boxing Board of Control, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You know? It's just crazy. And I think he would have popped. That day. And I think since they moved it, he probably didn't take a piss test since. He probably didn't take a piss test. And I believe, ain't that the fight that he ran up out of that motherfucker? Ain't that the fight that he ran up out that motherfucker so he went out the piss test? Modern King Boxing says, do you think boxers drink beer during VADA? I would fuck them. I think a lot of motherfuckers, I think motherfuckers be drinking beer. I think motherfuckers be drinking all the time. I just think that I just think that some folks they overindulge, and it shows what they stand them in the ring. I think that some people they chose to overindulge, and it shows what they stand them in the ring, man. Yeah, if I was a pro boxer, I'd take a sip of some cognac before every fight. I take a sip of cognac. Hell, I play some pro football. I take a swig of cognac before every game. Hell yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That overindulgent part. That's the part. That's the part where motherfuckers is just drinking, coming to football games or coming to the fight drunk. You know, that's where it becomes dangerous and just outright dumb. You know. Well, I know, man, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thanks everybody for showing up. Next time I go live, I try to do the thing where tells you that I'm going live in like an hour or two. But on that note, shout outs to the whole boxing world and everybody stay sucker free and PED free.